Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, wake the hell up, turn the volume way up, because we've got tonight's episode of the Don't Tell Mama Sports Podcast. I'm out here in Denver, Colorado, Matt Kobold. Joining me from Nashville, Tennessee, Maxie Faulkner. Max, how excited are you for this episode tonight?
So freaking pumped, go breezy. We got some good things to talk about here, everybody. First off, thank you for coming out to the Don't Tell Mama Sports Podcast tonight. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Go breezy. Before I jump into why I'm so excited, I'm sorry, everybody. This is on me. This is on me. I decided to do a collab with some of the videos that my brother and I made a few years ago. I thought, hey, maybe we toss some funny videos out. Get some of the comedy people out there that are just scrolling on YouTube for comedy. I was like, hey, let's give it a shot. YouTube thought that our videos were porn. So we are technically right now suspended for a week, well, until Saturday anyway. My apologies again, Cobrizi. Didn't think that was going to happen.
Public apology here. Public apology.
Apologies to you, but and also sorry everybody, because you know what? It was a pretty funny ass video. All right, it's pretty funny. All right, I don't know what happened there where people lost their sense of humor because there's no pornography in it. YouTube. It's a joke. It's a joke.
Right.
Anyway, I had to make that apology because if you're wondering why we haven't posted anything in the past week, well, we're not allowed. So there you go. So this video, hopefully we'll get this podcast out by Saturday. So you might be watching this on Saturday because we finally are able to post again. But anyway, it's going to be a juicy episode, Cobrizi, because, hey, we got to talk some NFL. We got some big conference championships we got to talk about. And let's not sleep on our NCAA Wooden Watch draft. Top 25 players, everybody. Top 25 players in the NCAA for basketball. We're going to be doing a little draft here. Get you to get a little sniff, a little taste of the best players in the game. So come March Madness, you guys know who you're looking at to potentially slip into a Sweet 16, Elite 8. You know, you got to know where your players are as well. Okay. Usually those teams, they have a top player on the squad.
Heck yeah. Super excited to do that draft. This is our third year doing these Wooden Award profiles. I'm excited to break these guys down again with you coming up over these next two months and change or so. But yeah, YouTube getting a little sensitive about a little sexy talk video. That's a little sensitive, YouTube.
Do you want to see my boobies, baby?
Yeah, that's too much. Come on,
apparently too much. Yeah, sorry, YouTube. Oh, geez, so sensitive.
Good idea you had there collabing, but yeah, try some other ones. Got some funny ones.
Yeah, got some funny ones. Maybe we'll get some people that scroll for comedy. That's what I'm hoping. That they find our podcast and they're like, oh, not only is this funny, but sports too. Oh, it sounds great.
Hey, good combo. That's a good combo.
That's what I'm talking about.
Max, before we get into this episode, though, I got to hear how your basketball team finished this season. How those boys finish in that season-ending tournament.
Actually, Cobrizi, our tournament game, we had the best game of the year. Okay, we were winning at halftime. We were fired up. We were jacked up. Everyone was jacked up. The crowd was jacked up. We ended up losing the game. They had a kid on the team that's probably 5'9", and he started hitting some 3-pointers. This is sixth grade boys, guys. Sixth grade boys. You look at a kid that's 5'9", and he's draining 3-pointers. You're like, dang. Yeah. Like even I was like, that kid's good. That kid's good. What are you gonna do? And again, I brought up Cobriza that I was dealing with a bunch of kids that they don't know the game. They were learning the game. I told you in the beginning of the season, Cobriza, when I said, hey, get in the paint. They didn't know what the paint means. I was like, okay, that's fine. And they'd say, guards, you stay here. Bigs, you go over there. When the kids came up to say, what's a guard? Wow. That's
step one. Step one.
Yep. Jeez. That's elementary school stuff. So, but that's okay because I taught them the next level of basketball. I've no doubt in my mind when they get into 7th grade, they're going to have the fundamentals now. They know how to be aggressive. They know how to be physical. So that's why I told them to take that win from this season. I had a good speech in the locker room after our last game, and I think it uplifted them a little bit and to be excited about next season. So we'll take that win, Go Breezy. They definitely progressed.
Yeah, the fact that you were leading at halftime, that shows me progression. No doubt.
More,
they're getting more comfortable, more confidence. So hopefully most of those guys come out again next year. You
Mhm.
you gonna rejoin the team next season? You gonna be back there next year?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Absolutely.
There's some talks that maybe I do move up with the team
Nope.
and I become the seventh grade coach
Keep those
to
boys.
be. I'm more than happy to work with those guys again. But if I have to do another scenario where I stick with a new group of sixth graders, hey, I'm excited about that too. I'm always excited to work with new kids as well. So
Oh
either
yeah.
way, I'm grateful for the opportunity to teach kids basketball. It's a lot of fun.
Heck yeah. Well, if you move up to seventh grade with those boys, bring your frosting for those cupcakes because you're gonna need it. Like you said, Max, we got a fun episode tonight. We're breaking down those. We're not breaking them down, but we're just doing our Wooden Award, our midseason Wooden Award top 25 draft, just hitting on each player and each player that we draft. Then we're gonna do deep dive on them later. But Maxie, let's start with the NFL because
Yes.
we've got our two
Yep.
championship games this weekend. We're here,
Mhm.
the Final Four. Winners are going to the Super Bowl. Let's start in the NFC. Excuse me. On Sunday, 1 o'clock Mountain Time on Fox. We got the Washington Commanders going to Philadelphia to play the Eagles. Looking at the Eagles first. Opening round, they played the Packers, beat them 22-10. Not much of a game there. Last week, got a little more of a test from the Rams. Got them 28-22. Saquon Barkley ran all over the place.
Oh yeah.
205 rushing yards was the fifth most rushing yards ever in a single playoff game. Both those games were at home for the Eagles. Looking at Washington, both their games were on the road. They were the underdog, had to go on the road for both of these. They go down to Tampa, beat Blazer Mayfield and
Yeah.
those Bucks 23-20. Then they go to Detroit last week and pull off the stunner of the
Can't believe
season,
it.
smacking those Lions 45-31. Yes, 45-31 in Detroit over the one seed. Excuse me.
Mm.
The Lions are still the only NFC team to never have reached a Super Bowl. Oh, those Lions fans, they were dreaming this year. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Detroit. And the 45 points for Washington in this game are the most for them in a road playoff game in franchise history. The Eagles, they're seeking their fifth Super Bowl appearance ever. And their first since losing 38-35 to the Chiefs 2 seasons ago.
Mm.
Washington is seeking their sixth Super Bowl appearance ever, their first since 1991. They also hadn't made a championship game since 1991, so them making it here now, this snaps the league's longest current drought. Washington not making it to a championship game since 91. These two teams are obviously divisional rivals. They played twice this year, as all divisional foes do. Week 11 in Philadelphia, the Eagles got them 26-18. But in week 16, go to Washington, the Commanders get them 36-33 in a shootout. Rubber match here. Winner goes to the Super Bowl. Commanders, Eagles in Philly. How you feeling, Max?
Great matchup. Hey, we're talking NFC East here. Okay, like you said, they already split it. Okay, they split the series right there. I think that game towards the end, what was it, December 22nd they played? Like, I want to say that's when they played.
Week
Right,
16.
week 16. Okay, so coming towards the end of the season anyway. Did Jalen Hurts play in that game, or did he have that concussion? That's another question I would like to know.
I'll look it up. Keep going.
I think he had a concussion in that game. So that I mean that's a big one right there. Okay, that's a big one. Hey, if the Eagles, if Jalen Hurts didn't get hurt and they pulled off that win, did he get hurt, Cole Breezy?
That's the game he got hurt in. Yep.
That
So
killed
he
me,
went
by
out
the way.
early.
That killed me for fantasy football. The way I literally lost by I think 4 points.
Woo.
Jalen Hurts stays in that game
Tough.
for one more quarter. I would have
That's
won.
tough.
I would have won.
That's tough.
Looking at going to the
Fantasy
championship.
playoffs. Fantasy playoffs.
I would have went to the championship. That's all I got.
Ugh. Ugh.
It hurts.
Ugh.
It hurts. Anyway,
Ugh.
yeah.
Ugh.
What am I dwelling on the past for? We got to move on.
Eh.
This is an awesome matchup. Two rushing quarterbacks. Jaden Daniels has, I think, the little upper hand here. He can actually throw that rock, man. I think
Hello.
Jalen Hurts doesn't have a bad throwing arm, but he's more. You know him more for his running. You know him more for in the tush push situation. But dude, hey, I don't mind Brian Robinson. I don't mind Austin Eckler, but that's no Saquon Barkley. All right, I would take Saquon over both of those. Like if we somehow were to combine like Brian Robinson and Austin Eckler into one guy, Okay, or you take Saquon. I'm still taking Saquon. Okay, that's all I got to say. This guy's a monster, and I think he's going to continue to rush the ball like crazy. Washington looks great on defense right now. They're actually well. I mean, Lions were going to score their points. We already know that, but they had to make some big stops as they did in order to win that game. I know the offense is just red hot, but the Eagles have a way better defense than that depleted Lions team. Okay, how many Lions players were out there on the first team, Cole Breezy?
Too many.
It's a bummer. It's really a bummer. So Eagles are really good, Cole Breezy. They might arguably have the best defense in the league this year. So as far as my pick, man, tight one. Okay, but I am going to go with the Eagles. I'm going to go Eagles with Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley. I want to see Saquon Barkley winning a championship. Jaden Daniels, you are going to win Rookie of the Year. You are looking promising here in Washington. I think some big things are going to happen for you. Hopefully they can get some big things in the draft or maybe some trades, get you some weapons. But I'm going to go with a little more experience in the Eagles.
Good pick there, Max. Like you said, Jaden Daniels, Rookie of the Year. I said it after the draft that he'd have more fantasy points than Caleb Williams, that he'd be the Rookie of the Year because of his legs, the dynamic versatility there. Oh, my goodness. He looks like a star. Star. Jaden Daniels is the first rookie with 300-plus yards in 2 playoff games. He is the second rookie quarterback to defeat a number 1 seed. Joe Flacco in 2008 was the other. Jaden Daniels is the 6th rookie QB ever to start a conference championship game. And lastly, Jaden Daniels' 14 wins this year, including the playoffs, are tied for the most by a rookie quarterback in NFL history. Washington got them a hell of a quarterback. I think Dan Quinn deserves Coach of the Year votes. Washington's been in the basement for how many years? For how many years? He goes there, gets them into the playoffs, gets them into at least the conference championship. Oh, my goodness, he has to be in the Coach of the Year running.
No doubt.
But damn it, that's where it stops there. You brought up the running game. Outside of Daniels, I don't trust Eckler. I don't trust Brian Robinson. All you have to throw to really is scary Terry McLaurin. Career high franchise record, I believe 13 tutties this year. Great season. Yeah. But that's really all you got, Max. That's really all you got. You look at Philly, you got Saquon, you got A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, a Heisman winner.
Goddard. Don't sleep on Goddard. He always gets like one big play, unless he gooses, of course. I don't think that's going to happen in this championship game, though.
I think the defense is a little bit better on the Eagles side, even though Washington has a solid defense too, and the experience is there. Just being to the Super Bowl 2 seasons ago for the Eagles, they're thirsty, they're hungry, they want a little bit more. I'm going to Eagles 27-23 at home. I see some points here, but yeah, I see a close game like you, Max.
Sorry, I forgot to name out my score. 31-27. I do think it's going to be a nail biter. Okay.
Moving into the AFC Championship game on Sunday, 4:30 Mountain Time on CBS. Woo, baby, we got one that we all wanted to see. We got the Buffalo Bills heading to Kansas City to take on the Chiefs. Buffalo, they got here by smacking the Broncos 31-7 in the first round, and they got a damn good test last week against the Ravens, beat them by 2, 27-25. Mark Andrews, your guy. Drop that ball in the damn end zone.
Whoa.
Jesus.
Whoa.
Sad. Looking at Kansas City, they had a first-round bye as the 1 seed. Then they defeated Houston 23-14 last week. Houston is still the only current franchise to never win a road playoff game. Yeah, they're young in their franchise, but they've never won a road playoff game, Houston. My goodness. Probably not a lot of opportunities, but got to get one soon. Yeah. Patrick Mahomes, this was his 16th career postseason win, tying Joe Montana for second all-time. This is Kansas City's 7th straight AFC Championship game appearance. 7th straight. And Andy Reid, after beating Houston, became the 4th coach all-time with 300 career wins. The Chiefs are seeking their 7th Super Bowl appearance all-time. This would be their 5th in the last 6 seasons. So they only had 2 Super Bowl appearances before this run that they're currently on. That's crazy. The Bills are seeking their 5th Super Bowl appearance ever, their first since losing 4 straight Super Bowls from 1990 to 1993. Let's not forget that little run Bills Mafia had, losing 4 straight Super Bowls. My goodness. These 2 teams played in Week 11 in Buffalo. The Bills got them 30-21. 2 rushing touchdowns from James Cook, who had a shit ton this year, and 2 picks from Patty Mahomes. Max, do you think the Bills can beat the Chiefs twice in a row. This one in Kansas City.
Man, if I'm not going to be the only one that says this, but I think a lot of people want to see the Chiefs lose.
Oh yeah.
I think almost the majority of fans, because you know why? Hey, I don't mind the Chiefs. I don't mind Patrick Mahomes, and I love Andy Reid. Okay, I like them all. I like them all. Okay,
Yeah.
but the Chiefs are now the New England Patriots back when Tom Brady and Julian Edelman or Randy Moss, and obviously the big dog, Gronk, yeah. You already know. You already know. Okay, but I'm just saying now, like we all hated New England. Okay, I liked Tom Brady. Okay, I didn't actually. It's funny. I respected the coach. I respected the head coach, but I didn't like him because I didn't like his face. I didn't like how it was always just the same.
Well, if you don't like his face, you damn sure don't like his son's face, the muskrat looking.
Right. Yeah, it's way worse. Way worse. So I think Cobrazy. I think that it's that year where finally they get taken down. It's like when the Colts took down they took down New England, right? And to get to it was the Colts 2006 when it was the Colts taking on the Bears. I'm almost positive it was the Colts with Peyton Manning had to take down the Patriots this weekend there, and they won a Super Bowl. I think that's that year. It's that one it's not a down year. It's just that one, you know what? They beat you, and then the next year they'll probably come back and, the Chiefs will be there again. I am going the Bills, Colbreezy, and a tight one. 34-31. Going to be a really tight one in Kansas City. I would like to see a shootout, actually. I think that's what I'm more begging for. That's all I got to say. I think that this year, Josh Allen had an MVP caliber season. I know they're saying that they already chose the MVP, right? They always say, you have to make your pick. I don't know. I think they could still tinker with it if he goes to a Super Bowl. I just have a feeling. Anyway, Josh Allen, I think this is the year for them. Bills going to the Super Bowl.
Speaking of Josh Allen, MVP type season, him and Lamar up there, Saquon, if you want to throw him in there too. But Josh Allen is 4-1 in the regular season against Kansas City. 4-1 against the Chiefs in the regular season, but is 0-3 against the Chiefs over the last 4 postseasons. They've met 3 times in the playoffs over the last 4 years. 2020 championship game, Chiefs got him 38-24 in Kansas City. 2021 divisional game, Chiefs got him 42-36 in overtime in Kansas City. And last year, 2023 in Buffalo had the home field last year. Chiefs got him 27-24 by a field goal. Josh Allen, he solid games in those 3 games. 7 touchdowns to 1 pick, 65% completion percentage. Compare him to Patty, though. 8 tutties, no picks, 75% completion percentage. He's better. Patty's better in the playoffs. You talk about Andy Reid, one of the best coaches ever, the best coach in the game today. I hear you when you say that everybody's rooting against the Chiefs. We want them to lose. I think we would all celebrate them losing, but I can't pick against Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes,
I get it.
Travis Kelce at home. I got to go the Chiefs. They've beaten these Bills 3 out of the last 4 postseasons, 3-0 against them. I see a little bit of a tighter game, Max, a little bit more defense than you. I got Chiefs 24-23.
Okay.
24-23.
I like it.
This game's a toss-up. Winner's going to the Super Bowl. Winner's probably favored in the Super Bowl also.
Yeah.
Moving along, Max, we got to talk a little bit of college basketball, and I'm scratching, I'm itching to talk college basketball because I attended a game last night. Me, Big Will, and Zach, we went to the San Diego State Air Force game down in Colorado Springs, Colorado. Cool campus. But I went to see San Diego State last year up in Fort Collins playing Colorado State. I enjoy watching the Aztecs, man. They're always tough and physical. They always have a lot of bigs. They're long. They're strong. And this year is no different. I respect Brian Dutcher. We did a top 10 college basketball coaches last year. He wasn't on there, but I think he's got to be in the top 20.
And the 6th team foul. And for the Aztecs, number 24, Taj the Gorgo.
I think Brian Dutcher has to be in your top 20 coaches right now. But we saw a good game. There was nobody there. I couldn't believe this was a Division I Mountain West Conference game. But, like I said, Max, those Air Force boys, they're not there to play ball. They're not there to play ball. They're there for something bigger. They're never good at athletics. But this was a game, Max. This was a back and forth game here. Late in the game, San Diego State's up by 2. Loose ball, foul on the Aztecs. So Air Force goes to the line, makes the first one to make it a 1-point game, misses the second one. Big man, Wesley, I'm going to try to say your last name, Wesley Selachowski. He had 22 points. He tips it in. He tips the miss in.
Nice.
4 seconds to go. Crowds, whoever's in the crowd, all 15 of us, they're going nuts. The bench is going crazy. Air Force thinks they have their first conference win. Get this, they haven't won a conference game this year. They last won a conference game last year, February 24th against New Mexico. They had 2 Mountain West Conference games wins last year. They won 2 conference games last year. Haven't gotten one this year. They thought they had this one. They thought they had this one on Sedachowski's tip-in, but damn it, San Diego State gets it in, gets it to their guard, Wayne McKinney III. He had a team-high 18 points off the bench. The 2 leading scorers for the Aztecs fouled out in this game. He comes in, he picks up the slack, he gets the inbounds pass, takes it coast to coast, hell of a screen at half court, just laying a guy out, takes it right in, fucking layup, buzzer, San Diego State wins. Awesome to see a buzzer beater. Great college game. Max, any thoughts on San Diego State, Air Force, and the Mountain West this year?
Obviously, watching that video is ridiculous. How in the heck do you let a guy go coast to coast in 4 seconds? How do you? I understand the screen at half court. That's fantastic. Where's the help side? What's going on with that? You guys thought the game was over. That's just a typical your defense let the game down. Okay, you just fell asleep. You thought the game was over. The game's never over. The game's never over, whether you're up by 2, whether you're up by 3, whether you're up by 4, I would look out. Okay, you kidding me? I've seen people get fouled and hit an and one from a 3-pointer plenty of times. So that's nuts. What a letdown for Air Force. But, Coach Breezy, talk to me about the Aztecs real quick. What is their record right now? Because I haven't heard much about San Diego this season.
Yeah, San Diego State, the Aztecs, they're now in the conference. They're 5-3 in the Mountain West. They dropped a couple already, 12-5 overall. I think they're gonna be on the bubble, Max. Yeah. I think they're gonna be on the bubble when this thing is all said and done. They lost a lot of guys from last year, and most notably Jaden Ledee. He was a Wooden Award candidate. Yeah. Lost that big boy in the middle. But I trust Brian Dutcher. Mountain West Conference overall is also down. We might be looking at 2, maybe 3 teams making the tourney, maybe 3. But I think San Diego State is gonna be right there on that bubble. You get Nick Boyd from Florida Atlantic that went to the Final Four run with the Owls down there. That you get him at point guard. He's your second leading scorer. It was a little underwhelming for me. Like I said, they got the size, they got the physicality. They pressure you all the way. Always in the passing lanes. But I think San Diego State is gonna be on the bubble. And talking to Will and Zach, they had the same thing to say. But yeah, great time last night going down there. Got some barbecue. Shout out Mission Barbecue. We got there. Zach's already done with his plate. Zach swallowed it before we even walked into the place.
Zach would be that guy. Doesn't even wait for you. Doesn't even wait for you guys.
Come on, Zach. Jeez. Anything else about this game, Maxie?
I got nothing else other than the Aztecs are always there, guys. They're always there. A couple years ago, they went to the Final Four. Oh, championship. A couple years ago, they went to the championship. So don't sleep on them. Slip it in. Maybe on that. Maybe that last four. That could be the last four right there.
Moving in to finish this episode of the Don't Tell Mama Sports Podcast this week, we got our mid-season Wooden Award drafts here. Wooden Watch draft, whatever you want to call it. This is, the Wooden Award. They get about a top 25, then they trim it to 20, then they trim it to 10, then they trim it to 4, I think. But right now, this was the mid-season list, a top 25 guys from the Wooden Award. We're gonna do a draft here, and the players that we draft in these next 2 months, we're gonna be doing deep dives, doing profiles on these players here. Maxie, I gave you the first pick last year. You gonna have a little courtesy and give me the first pick this year?
Well, I mean, are we gonna flip a coin or Because
I was nice enough to give it to you last year.
fine, you can have it, gosh darn it. Fine.
Thank you. I think you're still gonna get your guy though, because I had a late flip at the top, Max.
Oh,
Right now, I'm going at the top. My first guy here, Cooper Flagg.
you are going Cooper Flag.
I'm going Cooper Flagg,
Okay.
freshman from Duke.
Okay.
The freshman sensation. He's leading the Duke Blue Devils in points, rebounds, assists, steals, and blocks. I want you to find me a freshman that's done that. I want you to find me the last player who's done that at the power conference level. His 19.2 points are second in the ACC, 8 rebounds, sixth in the ACC, over 4 assists, tied for seventh in the ACC. So he's top 7 in points, rebounds, and assists in the conference. And lastly here, 2 Saturdays ago, playing my Irish, he dropped 42 points on 14 shot attempts. He took 14 shots and had 42 points. Those 42 points were an ACC freshman record and the third most points on 14 or less shots in any game ever in the history of college basketball. He hit 16 of 17 free throws. Any thoughts on Cooper Flagg? And give me your guy here, Max.
I'll tell you right now, Cooper Flagg is the real deal, everybody. You're always weary when it comes to the top player. When they always bring up the top player, you're expecting it, and then they disappoint. I can name a handful of guys. The big name I'm gonna name. Sorry, Cobrizi, Andrew Wiggins. Okay, that's the one I remember. He's the next big thing. He's the next LeBron. You know what?
Next
he was
LeBron.
good. He was fine. No, he was no. He ended up being nothing. Cooper Flagg, man.
Champion. That's no sleep. Warriors.
Oh, okay.
Second leading scorer. I think second leading scorer on that team.
Okay, great.
Solid.
Yeah, whatever.
Still in the league.
All right. I shouldn't have brought him up. You're going to keep out. Go get a jersey. Why don't you? Okay?
Number one pick.
Yeah, it's true. Anyway, Cooper Flagg, speaking of number one pick, Cooper Flagg is looking like that number one overall pick. Outstanding. And he's a lot of fun to watch. Okay. He plays hard. He plays hard basketball. He doesn't complain. He just keeps going. Great pick, Cobrizi. Great pick. And you're right. Going to my pick now, Cobrizi. Yeah.
Real quick. Sorry.
Good,
quick. Last thing on Cooper Flagg. He just turned 18 last month. He
Nuts.
just turned 18 years old last month.
Nuts.
Last thing on Cooper there. Go ahead.
Absolutely nuts. Okay. Well, you know what? I'm happy that I was able to get this guy because I think that he will win. I'm going Janai Baroum. I'm going Janai Baroum from Auburn. Auburn's got the number one team right now. I know he got hurt, and I hope he comes back. Seeing him go down is just you don't want to see any player go down. Obviously, it doesn't matter what sport it is. But when you're one of the top guys in the game on the best team in the league, you don't want to see that happen. It breaks your heart. It breaks your heart. So I hope he's okay. I hope he's coming back soon. I heard that they might test him this weekend. I heard. Yeah. I would wait. Yeah. I would wait because you know why? Because Auburn is still winning without him. Can you believe that? That is how good Auburn is. They're winning without him. But I'm telling you right now, they want to make a deep run and go into the Final Four. They're going to need him. But Janai Baroum, man, 17.9 points per game, 10.7 rebounds per game, shooting 54.7% from the field. He's got 6'10", and his team, once again, is 17-1. 17-1,
Whoa.
Top team in the league. Don't sleep on Auburn going to your Final Four, everybody, and do not sleep on Janai Baroum. I'll tell you right now, I loved him last year. This year's it's doing even bigger numbers.
I think this is going to prove huge for Auburn, the way that they're being tested and having to perform without their best player. This is going to be huge for them come March. Yeah, Janai Broom, he's sixth in the nation in blocks, eighth in the nation in rebounding. He leads the SEC in both rebounds and blocks. He's up there. It's a top two right now. I think it's a top two for this Wooden Award, and then it's everybody else. I'm gonna skip one guy, Max, because I want to go. I want to go to Lawrence, Kansas, baby. I'm going Big Dick, Hunter Dickinson. I'm going him next. Okay. He's fifth in the Big 12 in scoring. He's tied for ninth in the nation in rebounding. There's only 15 Division I players averaging a double-double. There's only 15 Division I players averaging a double-double. Big Dick is one of them, 16 and 10 a game. Hunter Dickinson. Rebounds are up. The scoring is the lowest he's had since his freshman season. I'm not sure. He battled an injury over the summer. I hope he's 100%. I think there's more talent on Kansas's roster this season to maybe bring down his shot attempts. But if you're Hunter Dickinson, if you're Bill Self, you got to feed him the ball. He's 7'2".
Yeah,
shouldn't be out there roaming around the 3-point line. Get him down low.
Agreed.
He's shooting 23% from downtown right now. 23%. Get him under the basket. He's a force down there. Needs to demand the ball. Hunter Dickinson needs to demand the ball. Bill Self, you need to get him the ball. Hunter Dickinson's my next guy for the Wooden Award.
Nice call on Hunter Dickinson. You're right. I was looking at his stats. And I was shocked. I can't believe his numbers are down as far as points go. Scoring, yeah. As far as scoring goes, I was I couldn't believe that. But you're absolutely right, Cole Breezy. This guy's 7'2". Go down low and use your long ass arms, man. Please. Do your hook shot. Use your left-handed hook off the backboard like you always do, and then go get some offensive rebounds while you're at it. All right, number 2 for me, Cole Breezy. Okay, maybe this might be a shocker for you, Cole Breezy. It might be, but I'm gonna go the leading scorer in the NCAA. People, nice. If you're not hearing about this guy, he's having an incredible season. I'm talking Eric Dixon from Villanova. Yeah. Okay, senior guard, 24.9 points per game, 5.1 rebounds per game, shooting 48.8% from the field, 46.7% from three-pointer, 84% from the free throw line. This guy's 6'8". The only downside is that can Villanova get into the dance? They're 12-8 right now, Cole Breezy. They're 12-8. I'm hoping they're a bubble team. The only reason I'm hoping is because this guy is exciting to watch. When you see these big time players, guys, you want them in March Madness because maybe they can, sparks can fly, like one of those teams that squeaks into a Sweet 16 when you thought they had nothing. This is a guy that can get them into that. So I'm hoping the best for Villanova. I like Eric Dixon having one hell of a season.
Yeah, one hell of a season. You bring up his three-point percentage, 46.7% from the big man. That is fourth in the nation. And he's not taking 2 or 3 a game. He's averaging 7.2 attempts per game.
Wow.
That 46.7% is the best in the nation for anyone averaging 7 3-point attempts per game. Jeez. So he's really improved his shot. Good pick there, Max.
Gracias.
My next guy. I'm going to the Big East too here, Max. I'm going to Marquette, though. I'm going to Cam Jones, averaging just over 19 a game. That's second in the Big East. 6.5 assists, tied for 13th in the nation, tied for third in the Big East. He's having a quiet, sneaky year there in Marquette. Marquette's been a 2 seed. Each of the last 2 seasons they've been upset in March. Shaka Smart, I respect him. Cam Jones might just be that guy to get them over the hump, get them to the Elite 8, maybe a Final Four. I'm not going to predict it, but Cam Jones having a hell of a season.
Cam Jones, unreal. Ever since I saw him put up a triple-double against Purdue this year, I was like, whoa. I mean, he was good last year, but this year he really stepped up into that lead role.
He's the man.
Cam Jones is great. Really good. Good pick. Okay, Cole Breezy, you know what? It's so funny because I made fun of this guy a little bit. But, after the season when he put up 49 points, hey, he's taking some senior leadership, man. I'm going Ryan Kalkbrenner from Creighton, arguably the best center in the game. We can debate that. That's a fun one, right? We got Janai Broom's a power forward, but Ryan Kalkbrenner, we got Hunter Dickinson, we got one other name that you can bring. You'll bring him up. You'll bring him up.
Coming up next.
But Ryan Kalkbrenner, hey, his points are up. He's averaging 17.4 points per game. His rebounds are up a little bit, 8.3 for a 7'2" big man. I would hope that would be 12, but 8.3. Okay, sounds good. But get this, Cole Breezy. He's shooting 65.2% from the field, 39.3% from three-pointer, even hitting his free throws at 72.4%. Also, he's averaging like over 2 blocks per game, as he always does.
Always.
This year, Creighton, they're 13-6. I think they're going to squeak in. I think they're going to get into the dance. Okay, they got a decent team, not as good as I would say past teams, but Ryan Kalkbrenner is great. So
Yeah.
I'm excited about him. Can you believe this guy's 270 pounds? By the way, he is such a twig. He is such a twig. I can't believe he's 270.
That might have been from about 3 years ago when he was a little beefier. We got to get an update weight for that skinny fucker.
Yeah.
Greg McDermott, I respect him as a coach. Yeah, Creighton should be in there. 8.3 rebounds is a career high, Max, second in the Big East. And he leads the Big East in blocks, fifth in the nation. And like you said, 65.2 field goal percentage. That is second in the nation amongst players averaging double-digit field goal attempts. He's super efficient. I like Ryan Kalkbrenner.
Mm-hmm.
My next guy, I'm going to the ACC. Stanford big man, Maxi Reynal, the senior. Me and Will last year went to Colorado for senior night, and who were they playing? Stanford. So I saw this guy last year against CU. He had 26 points, 12 rebounds, and 3 blocks on 10 of 13 shooting. So I was like, oh my goodness, this 7'1" guy from France, he's putting up some numbers. But this year, numbers are even bigger. Numbers are arguably the best out here. Tied for fifth in the nation in scoring at 21.2 a game. He's third in the nation in rebounding at 11.6 per game. Those both lead the ACC. Top 5 in scoring and third in rebounding. My goodness, he's having a great year. I'm excited to go see him next month.
Nice.
Maxi Reynal is my next guy. Big man from France.
How about that? Maxine right now, by the way, on a Stanford team that is 13-6. Can they squeeze into the dance, Cole Breezy? Can we please get them in so we can see this guy?
Big win in Chapel Hill last Saturday for Stanford. I'm curious if they've ever won at North Carolina, but the ACC's down. The ACC's down. They're going to have to go on a run here. They're going to have to knock off some teams. They're going to have to finish top 2 or 3 in the ACC to get an at-large bid, and it's going to be tough. ACC's down this year.
Hey, first year Stanford being in the ACC. Once again, people, Stanford's in California. Okay, in case no one knew that. They're somehow in the Atlantic Coast Conference. Yeah,
makes sense.
Not the Pacific Coast.
Nah. Makes sense.
Well, anyway, incredible year he's having, this guy. All right, moving on, Cobrazy. I am going to another guard.
Oh,
but actually from my state in Memphis. Nope, in Memphis.
Oh,
okay. Yeah, I know what you're thinking.
I'm surprised.
He's coming up. I got PJ Haggerty from Memphis, Cobrazy. PJ Haggerty. This guy's averaging 22 points per game, 5.7 rebounds per game, 3.1 assists per game, shooting 49.4% from the field. 40.4% from downtown, 81% from free throws. Hey, Memphis is 14-4. I think they're going to win that American Conference. I think their American Conference is down this year. I don't even know who's their next competition. I have no idea. Okay, so Memphis looked great going at the Maui Invitational, going into the championship against Auburn. Auburn killed them. Doesn't matter though. PJ Haggerty is the leader of that team as far as scoring goes, and hey, Memphis has got a good team, so I like him. He's only a sophomore, Cobrazy. Can you believe that? A sophomore.
Yeah. Memphis is definitely the class of the American. Right now behind them in the conference standings, we got the Mean Green of North Texas, the Blazers of UAB, Temple, Tulane, Florida Atlantic, South Florida. Come on. This is probably a one-bid league. This is probably a one-big league for March Madness. Memphis should definitely win that, and second leading scorer in the nation, over 22 a game. PJ Haggerty, he can fill it up. I'm going down my list. I'm going to the Big Ten next. I'm going to a freshman in Illinois.
Yeah.
Casaparis Yakachonis. Averaging just under 16 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. I like that versatility. 6'6", giving you over 5 dimes a game. That he's fifth in the Big Ten in assists. He's from Lithuania. He's big, he's strong, he looks like an NBA player, shooting 50% from the floor, 41% from deep. I like Casaparis Yakachonis. I'm excited to break him down coming up here.
Nice. Another surprising name because I didn't know who he was, and then I just remember I was watching Fox Sports or whatever before a Purdue game, and they start talking about this guy from Illinois. I'm like, who the heck is this guy? And Sure enough, you look up his stats and you're like, whoa, okay, we got some competition here in the Big Ten. Big Ten looks good this year, by the way. I say that every year, but
Big Ten is deep. Big Ten is
Big
deep.
Ten's got some good teams this year, everybody.
Yeah. And Yakachonis, that's a good name. Yakachonis.
Serbia, right? Or Serbia?
Lithuania.
Oh, sorry, Lithuania. Sorry, Lithuania. Colbreezy, let's stay in the Big Ten, okay? Because we
Please.
got to go with my favorite player in the league right now. I know it took me a little bit.
It did.
But you know what, Colbreezy? I am going to go ahead and say arguably the best point guard in the game. And I will say the best passer in college basketball. Colbreezy, it's Braden Smith. Dude, you got to see some of his highlights. I don't know if you watch any Purdue games. Dude, some of these passes, and it's not flashy. It's not like he's going behind the back. It's not like he's doing no-look passes. I don't know how to describe his bounce passes, his alley-oops from half court, but sometimes it's how he slips it in between like these people perfectly into the hands of our big guy down low, Trey Kaufman-Renn. It's unbelievable. It's really I don't know. He amazes me with his passing skills. But Braden Smith, everybody, he's a junior guard from Purdue, averaging 15 points per game, 4.7 rebounds per game, 8.9 assists per game. That's third in the league. The one reason that why I have him a little bit lower and why I haven't drafted him yet is because he's shooting 42.2% from the field. I think he takes too many fadeaways. He's taking too many fadeaway shots. I think that's his downside right now. He loves that pull-up game. He pulls up from three-pointer, and he shoots 40% from three-pointer. So he does pretty great. But I just think he shoots too many fadeaways, and I think that's why he misses a lot. But 85% from the free throw line. He's only 6 feet tall. Hey, Purdue is 15-5 this year, so they're going to be in the dance. One of the best coaches in the game. Got to be top 10. I'm thinking he's top 10 now.
Sniffing.
Yeah, because Cobras, we were talking about this a while ago. How college basketball, we noticed that a lot of teams now do a 5-out scenario, and that's really all it is. It's drive and kick, almost looking like the NBA with some of these teams, which I just can't stand it. But there are some teams that still run an organized offense. I'm so grateful that Purdue is one of those teams because I get to watch them every week running an offense, screening, passing, cutting. It's what they call it, poetry in motion. It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Poetry in motion, definitely. Braden Smith is a lot of fun to watch. Mr. Indiana, like you said, those 8.9 assists are third in the nation. They lead the Big Ten. I think I got him a little bit higher than you here, Max. I think he is the best point guard in the nation.
Yep.
I had him preseason Big Ten Player of the Year, and he's the first point guard we've talked about. So, yeah, Braden Smith, he's looking like an All-American, and good pick by you.
Gracias.
I'm staying at the point guard position here. I'm going out west.
Oh.
Gonzaga, Ryan Nembhard, because he leads the nation in assists with 9.7 a game. Is he the best passer? I don't know. 9.7 assists per game. You got to respect that.
Definitely.
Just under 12 points, almost 2 steals a game, 43% shooting from the floor. Ryan Nembhard, solid season, but Gonzaga, boys, let me get this for you. They're 5-2 in the conference. They're 5-2 in the West Coast Conference.
Where they lose to?
2 games. They lost their last 2 games right now. They gave up at home in the kennel 103 points to Santa Clara.
Wow, Santa Clara.
Santa Clara hadn't beat a ranked team on the road since Steve Nash was fucking there.
Wow.
And they also lost at Oregon State. Those Beavs were hungry. So 8-point loss to the Beavs, a 4-point loss, giving up 103 to Santa Clara at home. Gonzaga, Mark Few, Ryan Nembhard, Graham Ike. You boys better figure that out.
Ike is good.
I had him in the Final Four preseason. I got Gonzaga in my Final Four preseason. Figure it out. Gonzaga feels like one of those teams that they're going to get seeded, and you're like, oh, man, they're going to get seeded a 7, 8, 9, and you're going to be like, oh, they should have been a 5. They should have been a 6. I think they're going to be underseeded and maybe make some noise come March. But it's going to have to be on the back of Ryan Nembhard and his nation-leading assist total.
Nice, yeah. I can't believe that they're 14-6. But you know what? How about this? It's a little bit more exciting for that West Coast Conference. How about that? Because Gonzaga always rules it. They always rule it. I'm glad to see maybe there's a little extra competition in that division this year. Maybe.
Could be.
Maybe. Okay. Let's keep moving around along here. Hey, Cobrizi, I'm going to go with the freshman staying in the Big Ten. Elite scorer, man. Let's go to the Rutgers. Okay, there's a couple guys we can name, but I'm going to go with Ace Bailey first. I'm going Ace Bailey first, averaging 19.9 points per game, 7.9 rebounds per game, shooting 48.4% from the field, 39.3% from three-pointer. This guy's 6'10". The problem, Cobrizi, Rutgers are 10-9. They are 10-9. Yep. They're going to have to really, really wake up. Yep. I just don't see it. I think this is the year. Hopefully those guys stay, but I don't know. I don't think.
No.
They're going right to the NBA.
Oh, yeah. No doubt about it.
Probably.
Just like me waking up and eating 2 eggs tomorrow morning. That's how likely that is.
Got it.
Yeah, that record for Rutgers is why I have Ace Bailey and his buddy a little bit lower. So I'm going to go back to the SEC here. I'm going Mark Sears, a guy we talked about last year.
Yeah.
19 points a game, almost 5 assists. His 19 points per game lead the SEC, and he's tied for third in the SEC in assists. Mark Sears, he's a veteran. Alabama trying to get back to the Final Four, trying to win their first ever national championship. I think we both have in our preseason Final Four the Crimson Tide.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I like Mark Sears a little bit lower on this list than I think we would have thought coming into the season.
Yeah.
But still 19 a game, leading the SEC, which is the best conference. You got to respect Mark Sears.
Love Mark Sears. Love the senior leadership. Having a good season. The only problem that I have, which is why he moved down on my list, is because you know what? He's not. He dropped. He dropped this year. Last year he was shooting over 50% from the field. This year he's shooting 40% from the field.
Yep.
So that's quite a drop, man. That's quite a drop. Also 3-pointers. I believe he was like high 40s last year. Now it's 35. It's still not a bad percentage, but
it's down.
His percentages have dropped. Okay, so that's it makes me a little shaky him being a senior guard. All right, moving on. Cobrizi, let's stay in the SEC, and this is the team, Cobrizi. Maybe we're sleeping on them, or maybe we're sleeping on a potential Final Four run. I'm going the Florida Gators and Walter Clayton Jr. Baby.
Really?
I got to see Florida last year in the SEC tournament because it's here in Nashville. Awesome game. That was a lot of fun to see. Fun to watch Walter Clayton Jr. But this guy's averaging 17.8 points per game, 3.4 rebounds, 3.9 assists, shooting 45.5% from the field, 36.8% from three-pointer, 85.5% from the free throw line. Hey, Cobrizi, Florida is 17-2.
Yeah.
17-2.
Yeah.
Man, SEC's wide open, man. I know we're thinking Auburn, but you kidding me? Auburn, Alabama, Florida. Those
Tennessee.
are Tennessee. Oh my! I forgot about Tennessee.
Kentucky. Alabama.
Kentucky is good. Kentucky is good.
Did you say
Arkansas?
Alabama?
Is Arkansas ACC?
Arkansas got their first conference win, I think, last night. So John Calipari's queefing.
Hey, we already talked about John Calipari too much on this podcast. He ain't that good of a coach. That good of a coach.
He's not.
Walton Clayton Jr.
Nice. I like him. I like Walter Clayton Jr., one of Rick Pitino's guys from Iona. He parlayed that in the transfer into Florida. 6th in the SEC in scoring, 9th in the SEC in assists. That's definitely a good year. I'm going to the Big 12. Only 2 Big 12 guys on this list, if I'm not mistaken.
Can't believe that.
That's a little low. That's a little low for the Big 12. But I'm going to Iowa State because they got a national championship contender here. And their guard, Keyshawn Gilbert, 15.5 points, 3.5 boards, 5 assists. He's top 6 in the Big 12 in scoring and assisting, 52% from the floor. I like Keyshawn Gilbert. He's not the leading scorer for the Cyclones. He's not the leading scorer. Oh. Curtis Jones is off the bench. But Keyshawn Gilbert, I like his facilitating. I like his scoring. He's got big balls. Give me Keyshawn Gilbert.
Nice pick. Iowa State having one heck of a season. Cobrizi, you know what? Might as well just go get him since he's still available. I'll get the other freshman from the Rutgers and Dylan Harper. Can you believe that? First of all, can we believe that 2 freshmen from the Rutgers are on this wooden watch list? No offense, they're great players, but they're not making the dance. They're not doing anything. It's 10-9. I mean, okay, you could look. Okay, 19.3 points per game is good. I'm not saying that it's not good. I'm just saying, they should be winning. They should be winning. Right. Anyway. 19.3 points per game, 5.1 rebounds per game, 4.3 assists per game, 48.8% from the field, 34.1% from three-pointer. He's a good guy. I mean, he's good. He's a great player. He'll go in the NBA. We already know that. But again, what a disappointing season for the Rutgers, thinking that with these 2 big names, they might run the conference. No.
I like how you always say the Rutgers when you say Rutgers.
Whatever.
yeah, I got those freshmen back to back. Both of them were over 19 a game. Ace Bailey's tied for the Big Ten lead in scoring. Dylan Harper's third in scoring. They're going to be top three picks.
Yeah.
If not top three, top five. But yeah, disappointing team for Rutgers. Let me see here, Max. Their third leading scorer on the team, giving you a 7.2 a game. 7.2 a game, your third leading scorer. So the roster isn't there. The roster isn't there. I'm not gonna call out Steve Peichel, the coach, or anything, because I think he's doing a good job. The talent around them isn't there, and when they have the ball, especially Ace Bailey, that baby's going up. 0.9 assists Ace Bailey's averaging.
Yeah, I saw
0.9
that. I
assists.
did see that. Yeah. You
So
don't pass it.
that's a black hole. He looks a lot like Kevin Durant the way he hunts his shot. But yeah, Dylan Harper, Ace Bailey, I think they deserve to be on here with those numbers they're putting up. But yeah, they got to do a lot. They got to do a lot to get into March.
Yeah.
My next guy in the SEC, boy, we got to add up how many SEC players there are because there's a lot. I'm going to Tennessee though. Zakai Ziegler.
Oh, okay.
Just over 12 points, 3.5 rebounds from the little guy, 7.6 assists. That's fifth in the nation, leads the SEC conference. I like Zakai Ziegler. He's the leader of Rick Barnes' squad. He's been there a while, tore that ACL, 2 years ago? 2 years ago going into March. So he's back. He's fully 100% now, trying to get Tennessee to a Final Four. Give me Zakai Ziegler.
Hey, the only thing I gotta say with Zakai is he controls the ball. I love that, but he's 5'9" and he shoots 37% from the field. All right, that's the 31% from three-pointer. He hits his free throws at 86.4%. But yeah, you're right. He is a leader. Good guy to have on your team. But
3.4 rebounds from the little guy. That's impressive.
pretty good for five. It might be. I might
Scrappy.
be
Scrappy.
Yeah. Quick hands. All right, Cobrazy, let's go. We barely talked about the Big East. And how about this? We're not even talking about the defending champions in UConn, but I'm going to bring him up because I like him. I like him a lot. Alex Karaban, okay, junior, averaging 15.8 points per game, 5.1 rebounds, 3 assists, 47% from the field, 41.3% from deep. Cobrazy, shooting 78% from downtown. I mean, UConn, they're 14-5, but don't sleep on them, everybody. Don't sleep on them.
Nope.
You can't. They can make a run, and it can piss you off too. Because I'm kind of getting to that point where UConn kind of pisses me off. Because I'm going to be honest, I don't really like Dan Hurley. I think he's a dick. I think he's a dick. He was a dick last year when him and Zach Edey said some words. It said some words. I think as a coach, you should be more. I don't know. You should have some form of
composure.
Yeah. And the other day, I think we already know if you ever seen this, Cobrazy, he told a referee, "Don't you walk away from me. Don't you? I'm the best. I'm the best fucking coach in the league."
Yeah.
How about this? If you're the best fucking coach in the league, you don't have to say you're the best coach in the league. That's all I got to say.
Good point. I like Dan Hurley. His antics on the sideline make me laugh the way he fucking loses his shit. That definitely makes me laugh. But yeah, if you're the best coach, you ain't got to say it. My next guy. Looks like I'm going back to Tennessee. I got a combo of the Volunteers. I'm going Chaz Lanier, fifth-year senior. Transferred in. He's averaging 18.4 points per game. That is second in the SEC. A lot of guys are comparing him to Dalton Connect, how he transferred in from last year and put the SEC on notice. Chaz Lanier from North Florida, 42% from the floor, 43% from deep. Give me Chaz Lanier. That's a nice combo, him and Zakai Ziegler in the backcourt.
Yeah, man. He's I think top 5 in the league with 3-pointers per game, like made. I think he's averaging like at least 3 3-pointers a game that he makes. Pretty damn good. Damn good, I must say. Yeah. Moving on, Cobrazy. I'm going to stick in the Big Ten here. We brought this up before the podcast because this guy's huge. Derek Queen from Maryland, okay, freshman. You look at like he's 6'10" and he's like 258, I think. But dude, this guy looks 7'5", 300 pounds. This guy, he's huge. He is bigger than you see on paper. 15.1 points per game, 8.1 rebounds per game, shoots 54.8% of the field. Dude, a big guy that's hitting his free throws, 76.7%, again, 6'10". And hey, Maryland is 14-5. We are looking at a team that's going to make the dance. And this guy, I hope he stays. I hope he stays in the league for a little bit to try to rule the Big Ten to get Maryland back on that track because this guy's Legit. Oh my goodness, it was fun watching him play against Purdue.
Give you an update on Maryland right now. They are up by 3 points on the road in Illinois. Up three at Illinois right now. Yeah, I like Derek Queen. His 8.1 rebounds are 7th in the Big Ten. It came down to Kansas and Maryland for him, but he's from the DC area, so he chose the Terps. So shout out to our buddy Ben Powell. He's definitely got him a good one there with Derek Queen.
Yeah.
My next pick, I'm going R.J. Davis of the North Carolina Tar Heels, kind of like Mark Sears here. If you want to compare these two guys, they were first-team All-Americans last year, won an award, watch list players. They come back, and the numbers are down. The numbers are down overall. The shooting percentages are down. R.J. Davis averaging 17.5 points per game. That was over 21 last year. But it's still 7th in the ACC.
Yeah.
3.9 assists or 9th in the ACC. He's shooting 29% from deep and 39% from the floor. R.J. Davis, North Carolina, you're not in it right now. North Carolina, you're going to miss the tournament. R.J. Davis, it's on you. It's on you. Armando Bacot's gone. Hubert Davis, it's on you too. Elliot Cadeau. R.J. Davis, you got to get it going. You got to get it going for the Tar Heels to be dancing this year.
No doubt. What a disappointing season for UNC. And hey, RJ Davis, he was averaging over 20 last year, like you said, Cobrizi. Now he's averaging 17.5. He down season. Still having a decent one, but
Sure.
yeah. Cobrizi, apparently I'm picking a bunch of freshmen because they're legit. But I'm going to go Jeremiah Fears from Oklahoma. Okay, this guy's averaging 16.8 points per game, 4 rebounds, 4.4 assists, 46.6% from the field, 83.3% for the free throw line. This guy's 6'4", and Oklahoma is looking like they're going to go dancing. We'll see. It's still early, but they're 14-4. They're 14-4, and I mean, rare talent. We're talking here.
Yeah, Oklahoma was one of those last undefeated teams remaining, just as I believe they were last year, and now they started off 1-4 in the SEC. So yeah, 14-4 overall, but 1-4 in the conference. They got to get something going to go to March for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like we might be staying in the SEC here to finish this out. I believe we got 3 guys remaining. I might be wrong on that, but I'm gonna go Wade Taylor. Go Wade Taylor, Texas A&M senior guard. I know you like him a lot. His 4.8 assists are 5th in the SEC, 14.5 points, 3.5 boards. They're solid numbers. You know, we talked about Wade Taylor in this list last year. They're solid numbers. Texas A&M is 13th in the country. He deserves to be here. We'll see what happens. He's been battling an injury, just came back.
That's what it is.
Wade Taylor, he gets him up. He needs to be a little bit more efficient. 36% shooting, 31% from deep. Get it up for Texas A&M to make a Sweet 16.
Yeah, Texas A&M looks great. They look great this year. There's no doubt about it. Wade Taylor, you know, the only thing I got to say, maybe it's just the injury, but I just don't think he improved at all. It just seems like he's been the same player for 3 years. Yeah. You know, for the 3 seasons that we've been talking about him. Yeah. I just haven't seen any improvement. That's all I got to say about Wade Taylor. But hey, Texas A&M, legit. Buzz Williams, baby.
A lot of buzz about Buzz.
All right, looks like my last pick, Cobrizi, because you'll get the very last guy after this, but I'm going to go to Texas and Trey Johnson, another freshman. Dude, he's averaging 18.2 points per game as a freshman. Okay, shooting 45% from the field, 38% from downtown, 84% for the free throw line. This guy's 6'6", and hey, Texas is 13-6. They're right in there. They're right in that range, and especially in a big playing in the Big 12, or sorry, SEC now. All these switches. Hey, they're probably going to be a team that can squeak in there in such a tough division because
Trey Johnson, he's athletic. He can fill it up. Those 18.2 points are 4th in the SEC. He could be a top 10 pick. I think he could be one and done, top 10 pick this spring or this summer. He's looking solid for those Longhorns. Last guy, a little disrespectful, but someone's got to go 25th. Someone's got to go 25th in the 25-player draft. Staying in the SEC, sophomore Josh Hubbard. The Mississippi State Bulldogs, they're ranked 14th. Hubbard's averaging 16.5 points per game. That is 10th in the SEC. 2.4 rebounds, 2.9 assists. That's why he's down here, fellas. You know, under 40% shooting, 36% from 3. Number 14 ranked team, yeah, I guess put him on there. He's listed at 5'11". He might be more like 5'6". This guy's a fire hydrant. It reminds me a lot like Kyle Lowry. Kyle Lowry of Villanova.
Yeah, stocky.
Yeah, stocky.
Yeah.
16 and a half points is solid. Josh Hubbard, he's your last guy here for the midseason Wooden Award player draft.
Hey, lot of fun with these guys, Cole Breezy. Every single one of these players, they're outstanding. They're outstanding. I hope that most of these guys get to go to the dance, but we already named two guys I know for sure that aren't going. Freaking Rutgers.
Fucking bums. Well, Max, that's going to do us this week on the Don't Tell Mama Sports Podcast. That Wooden Award player draft, oh man, that's juicy. I can't wait to break down those players, individual player profiles coming up over these next couple of months. But damn it, we got to plug the 3rd annual Don't Tell Mama Fantasy Football Awards show. It was one of our first episodes back in the day. You know, we dress up, we have a good time. We really conclude the fantasy football season. We put out the polls. Thank you, everybody, last year for voting. Those will be coming up very soon, hopefully this weekend. Get your votes in for all those awards. And thank you so much. We really appreciate everybody's time, everybody's energy, listening to us, watching us. Max, anything about that award show coming up within the next month?
Oh, man. The award show is always a lot of fun, everybody. We have... it's nerdy. We'll be honest, it's nerdy, but you know what? What's really fun is that we actually get your votes. We actually, like, especially for NFL's biggest douchebag. A lot of people tend to like that. We get, I think last year we got almost over 100 votes or something like that. Like, we'll take that. We'll take that. I'm pretty happy with that. Okay. But hey, a lot of fun. A lot of fun, and I hope. Thank you everyone for coming out to the Don't Tell Mama Sports Podcast and always supporting us and giving us likes and comments and all that fun stuff. We appreciate the fun that you bring to our podcast in the comments. Continue to bring it, whether you agree with us or you don't agree with us. We like to hear what happens in that comment section. So thanks for giving that to us.
Yeah, let us know what you're thinking about these polls. Yeah, 96 votes for Douche of the Year last year, and a total of 795. So let's break 1,000. Let's break 1,000 votes this year. Can we do that, Max?
Come on. We can definitely do this. Come on.